this will be like a surprise to anyone, but there was a time in my life when I would bring stacks and stacks of book from the library to my home. I would finish a book a day, but my passion for reading got down a little bit as I entered high school, maybe because of assignments and homework and all those excuses. But now I'm trying to get back to it somehow. So these are some of my favorite books that I've read. I wanted to share with you guys and give you some recommendations. So this video is all about that, and if you're interested, then keep watching. So the first book that I want to recommend is this Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I recently finished reading. So we all want to build better habits and lifestyle that actually stands out. So this was probably one of the most realistic self-help books that I have read. And this effectively conveys how small changes to one's daily routine can actually yield unprecedented results in long run. And this book talks about systematic and practical ways of building habits that not only lasts for long, also changes you as a person. And I would definitely 10 on 10 recommend this book because when I read it, I just feel so better and so motivated to bring some healthy changes in my lifestyle, and I think you will definitely feel the same once you read this book. So the second book that I have is this book by Robert Kiyosaki, and it is known as Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So this book basically advocates the importance of financial literacy, which is not taught in school. So this book is basically like an incredible investment of time, and I actually really enjoyed reading it. So the best part of this book is how it sets the stage. So it classically lays out the difference between the mindsets of millionaires and mediocres, and how this mindset manifests into being a financially literate human being. And if it does not manifest, it indirectly brings the importance or awareness to your conscience about finance. So the next book I have is Ikigai, and as the title says, it talks about the Japanese secret to a long and healthy life. This book is like so well written. It helps us gather method in order to build an active lifestyle mentally and physically. In addition to finding your Ikigai, that is the reason for being, it also talks about longevity when it mentions about this place known as Okinawa, which is also the blue zone, meaning where people live the longest, and how they manifest a lifestyle which is so important in today's materialistic and stressful world that we're living in. One of the best lines that I came across in this book is, "The happiest people are not the ones who achieve the most, they are the ones who spend more time than others in a state of flow." So the next book I have is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Owing to the fact that this is easily one of my favorite books, I have read and reread this piece of art like several times. The writing style is actually gripping and deeply profound when you read it with an open mind. The metaphors and symbolisms of a young Spanish shepherd boy who leaves his home in the pursuit of his deepest desires. It is the story of a boy who is on his way of finding his destiny, treasure and passion. And from this book there's this quote that actually stayed with me like till date, and I still can't get over it. The moment I read it, I knew this quote is gonna like stay with me forever. So when you really want something, all the universe conspires helping you to achieve it. And if you end up finishing The Alchemist, I would also suggest you to read these 4 books by the same author. The first one is The Fifth Mountain, the other one is Manuscripts Found in Accra, and the third one is The Hippie by the same author, and the fourth one is 11 Minutes. The last recommendation that I have for you guys is this book. I don't think this should have been the last recommendation, but it should have been like the first recommendation, because this book is like one of the best books I have read, and I'm being completely honest when I say that. So this is Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. Mitch Albom is like one of my favorite authors, and I've literally read so many books by him. And a fun fact that I actually completed this book in just 3 hours, and for that I'm like really proud of myself. In my humble opinion, this book is basically related to the ground realities of life, It gives a different perspective to life, that aging is not our choice but growing is our choice. This book actually represents a very beautiful and strong bond between a professor and his ex-student. I remember when I finished reading this book, I actually went on to search more about Morrie, and I actually found few videos as well. I felt so emotional. I felt a really strong bonding with Morrie when I finished reading this book, and I wanted to know more about him. The roller coaster of emotions that this book offers is something that I have not experienced with any other book that I have read. I would be lying if I say that there are only few key takeaways from this book. If you ever happen to stumble upon my book, literally every second line is underlined. That there are so many beautiful lines and phrases given in this book. I did sort out a few of them just to put it out here. Everyone knows they're going to die, he said again. But nobody believes it. If we did, we would do things differently. Give myself a good cry if I need it, but then I concentrate on all good things still in my life. This is something which has stayed with me forever. This is so true because every time I cry, I'm so more productive at my work after it. So this is something which I can totally relate. The other one is forgive yourself before you die and then forgive others. Okay, so as I mentioned that Mitch Albom is one of my favorite authors, so there are 3 more books that I'm recommending you guys. As for One More Day by Mitch Albom, the other one is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. This is also one of my favorite books. The next one is that I'm going to be recommending is this book that I read in my library, so I don't own it. So this is known as The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto. Okay guys, do comment down below your book recommendations and your favorite reads. I will definitely love to check them out as well. And yeah, that was it. And thank you for staying till the end. Happy reading.